Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Falskallan Nights, and welcome to Dire Bear. I am your GM and Dungeon Master, the Bard with no name. Welcome to our very special Halloween episode. We're not actually doing anything different, but it's Halloween, so we decided to dress up. We're going to go through a couple of announcements before we start. First of all, I'd like to thank Heath at Lucky Dives Cafe. Heath is the runner and owner of Dire Bear. So, if you're ever in Huntsville, Alabama, please go out there and give him a shout out because he's an excellent DM and, well, a really good friend. You would really like him. Also, I'd like to thank D&D Beyond for sponsoring us and helping us out with our character sheets, running everything and making sure everything is nice and smooth. We're going to go through a couple of the games that are still going on. Sundays are Varenheim. They've been on a break for all of October, but Halloween is when they're coming back. And they're going to be dressing up. Right, Given? Right, Juju?
Correct.
I'm excited to see what shenanigans they get into.
Oh.
Monday is the Troubleshooters, with Heath running it. It's a post-World War II era game where there's an alternative timeline. If you really want to go into it, go check it out. Tuesdays, Jason is running World at War. Wednesdays is with this guy. Thursdays is A Knight's Ransom with Maddie as the DM. It's a Greek-themed alternate universe where the Greek pantheon are the main gods. It's interesting because I've watched a couple episodes and honestly, she's doing a real good job at it. We don't have a Friday game, but we did have one. It will come back eventually, and I will announce it when it does. But with that, that's everything. We're going to get into the game. Last time, the group ended up in Menistar. They were asking around about the hill giants when the town basically told them to get inside, and they were scared out of their minds. Meeting up with Linster, the runner of Humble Bridges, the inn that's in the middle of the town. She called on her friend Rubor, the local hunter who had worked with Rakeskin, the alchemist that the group had gotten their job from. It took them a night, but they ended up finding an area where the hill giant had rested, but couldn't find them directly. But the next morning, Rubor had came by and pointed out a possible direction to where this hill giant was. With a couple hours of searching, the group had finally found this hill giant that had been harrying the town. They set up a devious plan, setting it off and basically home aloneing the thing down a set of stairs. Making it a pincushion and making it a giant pain in my damn ass. But they ended up slaying the hill giant. And now they deal with the aftermath. Welcome to the game. And what are you guys doing?
Well, I'll be sure to cover my nose, that's for sure.
This thing stinks.
So, we need toes. How many do we need?
As many as we can get intact.
Ugh.
It's like any other part of this giant important. Like, can we take it and like sell it to somebody else?
I was thinking the same thing.
His head? Yeah.
Halsterian, make a history check.
Yes, sir.
With advantage because you You specifically had done more of a anatomy class back in the academies.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. When it comes to anything that has been useful from hill giants, the toenails have definitely been the biggest hit. But you've also heard that locks of hair and its blood have been fairly useful.
Right. Bryony, do you still have some empty vials? We may be able to get some use, or at least get some sales out of its blood.
Yeah, I should. I reach into my bag and search around for a while to make sure I have the most airtight bottle that I own.
All right. If you guys gonna start doing the harvesting,
He can.
so
I'll help with it.
okay. So basically, I'm gonna make you roll for each one of these because there's different sets of like you gotta kind of work at it instead of just doing one general.
Can't just... Oh, and we probably should cut off its hair as well. Or its armpit wisps, whatever they actually have.
Does the carpet match the drapes?
Oh. Oh.
I'll let you discover that, Mr.
That is for you to know and us to never find out, Spleen.
I, plugging my nose, move around to the top of the giant's head and see if I can cut off a few hairs with my dagger.
Okay, make a medicine check, please.
Okay. Just making sure I have the right die. Oop, I got a 10.
You got a 10, and that's your medicine is a
I have +8. I rolled a 2.
+8.
Yeah, my medicine modifier.
Oh, it is too. Jeez, you monster.
Hey,
Easy enough. You find a perfectly unbloodied patch of hair on the top of his head, and it's pretty obvious. You can just grab a handful and just do it. Get a piece of rope, tie it right off, and you got yourselves a lock of giant's hair. Put that down in your inventory.
I will.
Anybody else is gonna do?
Time to stop bleeding this thing.
All right. Anybody helping? Anybody who else is
I'm
doing
helping wherever I'm needed.
Oh, you'll be needed.
Yep.
need help making something bleed? What?
All right. Roll a medicine check.
Thank you. I'm glad you helped. Oh, that would have been bad. All right. 18.
18. You find a spot right on the arm. You find where like an artery is, and it's tilted right upside down because he's facing like face down. You reach up, and you're like, there it is. Howard's holding up the vial. You open it up. As you do, it starts coming out, but it's this very thick, viscous material. It's blood. And you start trying to grab it. It's dropping everywhere, and you're trying to grab it, but it's coagulating super quickly. And as soon as you grab it, you realize it's already hardened. This stuff is not like any normal humanoid blood that you've ever had gotten. How many vials did you have?
I had just taken out one, but I can take out another if needed.
Try to at least go for 2, eh?
Yeah. So you try and cork the one, but as soon as you do realize it's already hardened inside, you're pretty sure it's not usable.
Damn.
Yeah. Never mind then.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Excuse me. Thank you.
Okay. Shall we go for the main event?
Yeah. You want the pinky toe first?
Just drooling over it.
One for me, one for spleen. One for me, two for spleen. All right, you guys are walking to the back of the giant. This shit stinks. The term toe fungus is not the first thing that comes to mind, but it's more like a toe growth forest on its feet. It's clearly never had a bath or ever ran through water long enough to clean itself, and it shows. Who's doing it? Who's
All
making
I
it?
have is a dagger. I'm not getting that close.
I hate to do this, but I will use my sword.
I move
All
a
right,
few steps
Spleen.
back and give the
If
thumbs up
you
from
are
a distance.
careful, you can use my sword. It is the only one I have. Please do not break it. Those bones are thick, I would assume.
This won't work.
He brings up the battle axe.
This won't work.
Feel free.
You look at the hill's giant's feet. There's 8 toes. So, you do have a couple shots at this.
We'll start small. I'll practice, and if it's really messed up, I get to eat it. Deal?
Deal under one condition. We need at least one. We did promise Rakeskin one.
Does it have to be really big?
You know, I'm not sure.
You know what? I'll give him the big toe.
Okay.
I'll give him the big toe. But he better remember us. 'Cause I'll remember him. Alright, I'll start with a piggy toe.
Make a medicine check.
I'm so good at those. You fool.
No, Howard's helping you, so it is at advantage. Like,
Yeah.
you guys are helping each other out with it. It is at advantage.
That's a 4.
Or
With advantage?
Yeah, I gotta roll a 1 and then a 3 plus
Oh. Ooh.
1.
the term surgical precision is not a term that's in your repertoire. You go and you're like, it's just like chopping wood. You slice right down, but you just waver just enough to hit the knuckle. You don't hit between the joints, you hit the knuckle. Crack! You go right in, you hit the bone. You basically like Wile E. Coyote like vibrate shake throat. And you got pretty much halfway through until you hit the bone. And it does not look clean cut.
Well, a deal's a deal. I eat this one.
That's true.
Just gonna go ahead and just slice through it. Ah.
And you butcher right through it, no problem, because let's just be honest, you gotta keep hacking at it until things explode. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5th strike. finally gets through. You cut through the joint in the tendon. The bones splintered to shit. It doesn't look pretty.
I win.
But you've got
I'll
yourself a Hill Giant's Picky Toe Fillet.
I'll take this one. Maybe. Here's an idea. I don't know where the hell I'm hitting. So maybe one of you nerds tell me where to hit, and then I'll hit it.
Do we know where to hit it?
I don't know. Make a medicine check.
Alrighty.
Oh, look.
15 plus something. 15 plus 3, 18.
18. Easy enough. A foot is a foot is a foot is a foot. You look at it. It is very humanoid. And you realize, okay, you kind of like precisely like you're gonna mark here. You basically do the surgical markings on it of where to cut in size, and you're like, that's it. Just follow that line. You're gonna do it, Howard. As you cut right through, it is super simple enough. You cut right through the tendons, the muscles, and you slice right through the joint, no problem. You've got yourself a giant's toe. perfectly sliced.
There you go, Spleen. You got one good one and one that you can keep.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
It begins again.
I like how you didn't even have to look. You were just like, just make the roll. I know what you're doing.
19.
19. Hill Giant's fungus actually doesn't taste terrible.
Nah, I've had dog bread before. It's the aftermath that really matters.
Roll a d12 for me, Spleen.
Why? 2.
Okay. So you guys are still at the top of this plateau, this rocky, like Muskoka-ish plateau with a bunch of trees and around it. You still see the cave that it came from. And it's about noon. You guys are tired from releasing all that energy. What is it that you guys do?
How
Those-
quiet does the cave seem?
Make a perception check.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Well, when you ask for perception things,
Yeah, I mean, I can only assume. I got a dirty 20.
here and there, you hear drippings of waters from the stalagmites. Mites is up top, or is it tights up top?
Heights.
Stalactites are
I
top.
think it has T,
Stalactites
so
has a
T
C
top.
for ceiling. Stalagmites has a G for ground.
Is it C? I thought it was a T. Wait.
Stalact.
Black.
It has C
Stalact.
in
Oh.
it.
Oh.
You hear the water dripping from the stalactites. It's fairly quiet, though.
All right, well,
I'm sorry, can you catch me up real quick on what we did get from the giant? I was trying to figure out why we're dropping frames like crazy.
Oh,
Or-
yeah, it's... Oh, it's not just me?
No,
I was wondering
it's
about that.
the stream itself is dropping frames. I don't know why, but Otter's
Okay,
saying
well,
that the
this-
audio is clear.
Okay,
Okay.
so audio's clear. What you've received from the giant was a lock of hair, a failed captured vial of giant's blood, and a giant's toe.
Okay.
One cleanly cut, and the other
What-
one
one
absolutely-
spleenly cut.
One spleenly cut.
There you go.
One spleen filleted cut.
Ah.
We were good with Just the two? Didn't want to try for more blood?
How many vials do you guys have on you?
That's a good question.
Because I don't know.
I don't know either.
It doesn't really say on the kit. I'd assume not a whole lot, like maybe four.
Well, a traveler's kit of alchemist. I mean, I would assume you'd have like a sampler size of 10, between like 8 and 10, just so that you can preserve stuff, or you have like the vials for whatever sort of concoctions you make.
Yes.
Or for diluting or sifting through. So
right.
You've used one, I believe. You had used a couple for the Griffin eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you guys got about 5 left.
I mean, how worth it is it to try again? I mean, presumably the same thing will happen.
Judging
Well,
from
the
how difficult it
coagulated.
was-
Go ahead.
Yeah, judging from how quickly it had coagulated, it's a very difficult capture to try and get it.
Well, we could try once more, and instead of letting the blood come out of the wound, put the vial to the wound. See if that
Maybe.
might help.
I
Prevent
can
us.
begrudgingly spare one more vial.
And if this doesn't work,
Alright.
we'll just clean out the vial and call it good.
And one more vial that seems reasonably airtight.
Go from the neck.
Okay.
Okay.
So we'll go to the neck and take out a small knife and stab it in, get the vial up near it, and try to...
Who's gonna make the roll?
I'll do it. Medicine?
Yeah, I don't trust my rolls.
And with advantage because you guys are helping each other. This is
Oh. Well, I didn't need it. That's a natural 20. So, medicine?
medicine.
23.
23. You walk right up. You walk right up to the jugular, and it's pronounced. It's quite protruding from the head. It's basically like, you ever see the picture of like really thick-necked men, and you just see like the ropes coming down? It's kind of like that. It's basically like that, and you put Bryony holds the vial right up, and you're like, okay, 1, 2, poke and puncture, you pull out. She goes right in, pull out, pop it right on. You swirl it around, and it's still liquid. You caught yourself
Success!
blood, a vial of giant's blood.
Nice.
On you from the neck.
Very good.
Should I add that to my inventory?
Sure.
Oh, that hurt.
Ooh,
I hit my
thumb?
thumb, and it still
I
hurt.
heard. I
Mm.
heard that.
Yeah, that picked up.
Okay, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that hurts. Gonna have to take some Advil for that.
Oh.
All right, but nonetheless, the cave sounds clear. It's midday. You've just extracted what you think you could out of a hill giant.
One more toe for the road.
For you? Are you gonna try?
I'm going to try to sell it.
Oh.
I mean, we can try and take them all
I mean, you killed it.
if we have the space for it. They're kind of big.
They are, and
Yeah.
don't forget the smell.
Yeah.
We want to be in a civilized area and not
True.
be run out of it.
basically
So
like
you need a trophy.
yeah. I'm just gonna say the sizing is like the size of this hill giant. You could strap it on, but it's like the large toe is about half the size of a human torso.
Ooh.
Ah.
So like it's basically a backpack. Spleen was
So,
able to get a
like-
pig, which is about the size of Spleen.
Mhm.
So the one we have for him is like sitting half in the inside out bag of devouring and half out of it.
It doesn't even fit in the bag of devouring. It's just quite literally putting a hat
Oh.
Ugh.
on a thing.
All right,
Yeah.
Spleen, try and go for the big toe. Let's see how this goes.
Is that a challenge?
If you want it to be. Clean cut, big toe.
Well, I need a bigger blade. I don't
And your
think this
axe.
is gonna do anything. With
Well-
one cut.
Shing. This is probably the biggest one we have.
How big is that sword?
It's a long sword, so I don't know, 4 or 5 feet maybe, tops.
Spleen, this thing is large. It's basically like a human holding a bastard sword or a Zweelander.
You're letting me hold your sword.
Oh, damn it!
All right, Hal.
Sure.
I'm gonna cut through this big toe.
All right, Spleen, make a medicine check.
Okay.
Anybody helping?
Yeah,
No, we all stand back.
I'm gonna cautiously try to hold the toe steady for her.
Mm.
I mean, it is a giant toe. It's
And of course, mark it like we did before.
Is that advantage though?
that's
Like,
advantage.
for him to hold it? Oh. Not bad, not bad. The first one was better, 16.
Taking both hands, you're like, yeah, right. You follow. Whatever. Here, slice. You cut right through, clean.
You, Hal. I did it.
One slice.
Impressive.
Very much like a
Yeah.
hangman or a executioner. One slice.
I'm going to empty what is in my backpack into the bag of fire resistance, what little there is, and begrudgingly open the bag with nothing else in it to try and fit the toe in it. I
Do you
think,
guys hear that?
yeah,
Yeah, what was
I
that?
guess they
That was my-
disapprove.
That was my landlord. So I'm gonna have to play with the audio pickup on this thing. Ladies and gentlemen, I picked up a new mic, so
And it sounds really good.
it sounds clear. Apparently,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I can't hear my own voice outside my head.
I got food.
Until you
I bet they
can.
brought you food. Oh, sweet.
Sweet.
All right, so you try and put the toe in the bag.
That worked.
It's still very much like putting a hat on a dog. You just trying to pull it down, and it's not working. Or like a very tightly fit cap on yourself. It just
Mm. Too big.
Could we maybe tie some ropes around it and
Howard.
tie those ropes to Spleen?
I can carry it.
You just want to carry it the whole way?
Yeah.
Without
Both of
eating
them?
it?
I mean, she has her own to snack on.
The big one.
True.
The little ones. The little one, you can hold it. That big one. Give
All
it to
right.
me.
I'll put the little one in the bag then. Just please eat the small one that you have, not the big one, because we could really use the money.
She's gonna walk up to the big toe and she's gonna close her eyes and take a breath and try to harp up or summon up any sort of strength that she can do this, because it is humongous. And she's gonna rage
And
to
launch it into space.
and just to pick it up.
I love how that's been your solution to everything lately.
The barbarian. That's what we do. If I can remember to rage and do the thing that we do.
Comes with time.
Easy enough. You go to the hill giant's toe. Very much like a person doing a caber toss. You go in, you go right underneath. You do it. The hair immediately turns. It's like Goku, basically. The hair just...
I love it.
Super spleen. The hair tips turn red. Your mascara comes on, and you pick it right up. It's easy enough to pick up and hold.
In the meantime, I am requesting of Hal to please prestidigitate my sword and the smell off of all of us as we leave the giant.
There ain't no amount of prestidigitation that's gonna rub that stank off.
Question.
I can take the blood.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Brandy?
If we took a short rest, how many of my spell slots would be renewed?
You have a feature similar to mine, I think, that does something.
Once per during a long rest, or during once per long rest during or a long rest during a short rest. That is a really weirdly worded thing.
Worded, yeah.
Yeah.
Once per long rest during a short rest, you can choose to expend a spell slot to recover. You choose expended spell slots to recover. The spell slot can have a combined level up to 3, and none of the slots can be 6 or higher.
Okay, so I think yours works exactly like mine then. With a short rest, we can recover a number of slots, combined total. So they don't have to be this level of slot. It can be a bunch of level 1s and 2s and whatnot, equal to half our level, rounded down. But none of the spell slots can be 6th or higher in level.
Which at this point you guys don't have access to, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So basically you can recover up your combined level up 3. So you can recover like 3 level 1s, 1 level 2, and a level...
Or 1 and a 2. Yeah, I see what you mean. If we took a short rest, I think I could do something about the smell. But I don't currently have the spell slots available to do it.
Well, let's take a rest in the cave away from the giant. And then we'll worry about it. Sound like a plan? Spleen, you're muted.
Sorry. So you don't hear the plate.
But wouldn't that make it smell worse?
What?
Like we're gonna go inside its house. It's almost like you guys going into my room. Like, where do you think I get the smell?
Was the cave we were going into the one that it came out of?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was only the one.
Well, if it smells worse, we'll go somewhere else.
There was another
I
cave.
mean, I'm not
Well, it was a
complaining. I
ways
think it
off.
smells great.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind taking a look in the cave, even if we don't stay here for a moment, just to see what might be in here.
What'd you say, Hal?
There was another cave somewhere nearby that we checked before we got to this one, but it was a ways off.
I mean, it could be another resting place, like the
True,
camp.
but you never know what this thing may have had as in terms of treasures in there.
Yeah.
On the other hand, it could have had a bag of heads. We don't know.
Oh, really?
See, now you're excited. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot of bones.
How do
Drops the toe.
Well, I guess it's not exactly going anywhere.
I would suggest actually. No, I'll take it to the cave. You know, vultures are very opportunistic.
True.
I
True.
would
Let
know.
them have the body. Let's keep the toe away from them.
Yeah, we let
Toes.
that body hit the floor.
Plural.
That
So we'll go and take a look in the cave.
All right. You walk in, and the smell sucks. It definitely did everything in here. But you're walking in, and there's natural like skylights that are up in the ceiling, and so you see the light shining through, and it actually lightens everything up. Sorry, I'm just reading what Otter had written to me.
No worries.
It lights the cave up quite well. It's very much one of those like scenic concept art moments, where it's like there's a little stream going right through it. Whatever flora there is, so like cave lichen, small flowers, things that don't need a lot of light to survive. And you see a giant pile of bones and what looks to be like a bed. Over top of it is a giant canvas. You don't really know what it's made of. But over off in the corner, you see what looks to be a bunch of carts, or leftover parts of carts. And bones, if I haven't said that already.
so many bones.
Spleen, you might be muted again.
I'm not.
Okay.
Am I?
No.
You're not.
Okay.
No,
Are there any small-ish carts that could be pulled by hand that are intact?
Make an investigation check.
May I help with that?
You can.
So then 17.
17. You're walking through, you're sifting through. One of the carts actually looks like it's in rather well condition. It's a four-wheeled cart, and it looks like it was pulled by a singular horse. But it's your standard affair. You got the seat at the front, what looks to be like a cargo hold in the back, and a little bit of like a tent on top. So it's kind of like your classic Oregon Trail wagon.
Oh my god, it's a Conestoga.
Hey
That's
guys,
a little bit of the Americana I don't know.
Yeah.
Please at
We
the
found-
bone pile like.
hey guys,
Spleen's making a
Briny,
bone.
Spleen, we found a wagon over here that looks to be intact enough to use. Unfortunately,
Look
it's
at this.
Well, let me get to that. It's unfortunately not a hand wagon. It's kind of big. It'll probably take all of us to push it properly. Um, unless... Bryony, I know you can only hold it for a few hours. I don't like asking you this, but if you don't mind being a horse and pulling the cart... Of course we'd be helping.
Let me see if I can get up to the size of a horse.
You should be able to.
But we can bring more stuff with us this way. Spleen, that would include more bones we could carry.
Let me look through. Okay, hold on. She's gonna go through and see if there's any like really cool looking bones.
Post connection look bad. Are we dropping frames again, Heath?
It's been like that from what I've been witnessing.
Yeah, it's been like that from the start. I don't know
From the
why.
start. I thought it was just me, but apparently not.
Me too.
No.
That sucks.
Is the audio cutting out at all?
Also, welcome, Heath.
Yes, hello.
Well, welcome to watching me fumble my way through a story.
Nice to meet you
Amazingly
here.
fumble your way through a story.
Nope. There goes my crown.
Oh no!
You're not cottage core.
I threw it on the ground.
Threw it on the ground.
The audio is just the frames. Okay. Do you think going to a break would actually help fix it, and we can do some troubleshoot?
I could try restarting
Yeah.
it, see if that might help.
Because I've like refreshed my page so many times and it just doesn't change. So
Okay.
Yeah.
So then let's let's get through this tad little bit of thing I got to explain to you.
yeah,
Yeah, frames
And then
have cleared
we'll
up
go
at the
right to
moment,
break.
so...
yeah, we'll just do a little short rest.
So during all this time, it's been taking you about an hour to do your incisions, your cuttings, all your vial collecting, hair grabbings, and the amount of time that you've been in the cave has been about 10 minutes. It's about like you go in about 30 to 50 feet into the cave, and this is what you kind of see. And you've got a cart. Got yourself a cart. As you were looking, you didn't notice it before, but there's a sizable chest on the backside of this cart, and that's where we're gonna go to break.
What?
We'll be right back, guys. We'll see if we can fix all this this video problems. So we'll be back in a little bit of time. You guys stay around, and we'll see you there.
Get some snackage,
Yep.
get some drinkage.